For a long time, most people thought they knew what ADHD looked like: fidgety kids, disruptive behaviour, someone who couldn't sit still or stop talking in class. And because that stereotype was so strong, countless people grew up never once questioning whether ADHD could apply to them. They struggled quietly, they adapted, they blamed themselves, because no one told them that ADHD in adults often looks nothing like the version we were shown growing up. Instead, it hides in plain sight, disguised as personality traits, anxiety, poor time management, or chronic overwhelm. And for many adults, learning what ADHD actually looks like leads to one unsettling realization. Wait, that's ADHD? Then what have I been dealing with my entire life? So let's talk about the less obvious signs, the hidden struggles, the things people with ADHD do, not because they're lazy, careless, or unmotivated, but because their brain genuinely works differently. 1. Doing the hardest things first to avoid the simple ones. You might spend hours doing something intense or oddly specific, like deep cleaning bathroom grout with a toothbrush, while completely avoiding a simple task that would take 15 minutes. Returning an online order, sending an email, booking an appointment. This isn't typical procrastination, it's executive dysfunction. Those simple tasks often involve multiple invisible steps: logging in, printing labels, remembering deadlines, organising materials. For an ADHD brain, that lack of stimulation combined with high cognitive demand can feel physically uncomfortable to start, so the brain looks elsewhere for something that feels urgent, absorbing, or rewarding, something that provides dopamine. That's why you might tackle something objectively harder, just to avoid what looks easy on the surface. 2. Rewriting to-do lists, just to feel accomplished. Many adults with ADHD are painfully aware of how behind they feel, so when they sit down to write a to-do list, they'll sometimes include things they've already done, just so they can cross them off. Not to lie, not to cheat, but to feel something. Crossing off a task gives a small dopamine hit, a signal to the brain that says, you're not failing, you're moving. When life feels like a constant stream of unfinished tasks and unmet expectations, those small wins become a form of emotional regulation. It's not manipulation, it's survival. 3. More time somehow creates more delay. You tell yourself you'll start at 4 o'clock, it's 3:45, so you scroll on your phone for a few minutes. Suddenly, it's 4:07. Now the internal dialogue kicks in. I already missed the start time, I'll wait until 5. And when 5 comes, the cycle repeats. This is time blindness, a common feature of ADHD. Time isn't experienced as a steady linear flow. It's either now or not now. Transitions are hard. Shifting from rest to task requires more mental energy than most people realise, and missing a self-imposed start time can completely derail momentum. 4. The constant fear that you've upset someone. If you find yourself replaying conversations, reading between the lines of messages, or waiting anxiously for confirmation that someone isn't angry with you, you're not imagining it. Many adults with ADHD experience rejection-sensitive dysphoria, an intense emotional reaction to real or perceived rejection or disapproval. This isn't being dramatic, it's a nervous system shaped by years of criticism, misunderstandings, and feeling like you're always getting it wrong. So, a neutral email, a delayed reply, a slight change in tone, any of these can trigger spirals of self-doubt and anxiety. These small things aren't small. Many people live for decades with undiagnosed ADHD because their struggles are mislabeled. What looks like procrastination is often executive dysfunction. Being dramatic is often emotional dysregulation. Flakiness is often memory lapses or time blindness. Messiness is often decision fatigue or sensory overload. Inconsistency is often uneven regulation of attention and motivation. ADHD isn't a lack of effort. Most people with ADHD are trying harder than anyone realizes. You're not lazy, you're not broken. you're wired differently. If any of this sounds familiar, you're not alone, and you're not making it up. ADHD isn't just a diagnostic checklist, it's the lived experience of navigating a world that wasn't built for how your brain processes time, emotion, and motivation. So many adults have spent their lives masking, pushing through, and wondering why basic things feel impossibly hard. But understanding how your brain works changes everything. You can stop calling yourself lazy. You can stop blaming your character. You can start building systems that actually support you. You were never the problem. The model you were measured against was. Let's normalize talking about the ADHD we didn't know was ADHD. Because awareness doesn't create excuses, it creates understanding, compassion, and real change. Like and subscribe for more neurodivergent content.